Somebody on WBAI, he's an older white guy, Bob Henley, on WBAI. That's supposed to be the progressive station in our area. Yo, he went on Amy Goodman and said that the protesters, he tried to separate the protesters from the people that have the tents. And he was saying the protesters that came out started to act rowdy, and that's why the police had to come out.
There is that unintentional folks who are well-intentioned, who see this, what happened in Minneapolis with the assassination of Renee Good and Alex Preddy. They come there ready to engage with the helmet on, gas mask.
They are literally attacking unarmed protesters. What makes them different than ICE? This is a war zone on American streets in Newark, New Jersey. I have been at many war zones across this country, Chicago, Minneapolis, and now New Jersey, and soon to be everywhere. More tear gas, more tear gas. Fuck. Want another flashbang? Them shooting from up there? Yes, that's ICE shooting. ICE is shooting. ICE is shooting from above the building.
And what they may not know is that there's a very fragile humanitarian effort, which, of course, I'm not surprised your reporter captured with Sally there.
Raiding the tent.
They're raiding the tent now. They're going through the mutual aid tent because they can't stand the concept of helping your community. Instead, they just want to bust it up.
But they're trying to set an example. I'd argue that the Streisand effect is what's going to happen here because they did that. More people.
Where they were when things are calm, individuals are released who have been detained or imprisoned. And it's so important that they be encircled by the beloved community, not by a pool of reporters or protesters.
This is state-sponsored terrorism.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Watch out, watch out.
Look out, look out. What are you doing?
You guys all right? Yeah. A horse literally just hit our camera. A horse literally just hit our camera.
Yes, yes.
You okay, John?
Yeah, I'm done. Stay here. Let's be on this.
Look in your fucking streets. You're all scared of your horse. What are you doing? Fucking on the sidewalk. We pay for these streets. We pay the
Protesters are saying, we pay for these streets. We pay for these streets.
And with these aid workers, this faith-based community enterprise that's been going on since the winter of 2025, before people knew what Delaney Hall was, that gets fractured when there's not the disciplined, nonviolent protest going on outside.
And what's happening in Delaney Hall is happening around the country. And people should know that there have been people on the ground here in front of Delaney Hall every single day before it even opened. I came to a couple of those protests. There were people out here for over a year without incident, without being thrown into the street, without being slammed to the ground, without tear gas and fires. None of that took place, which means people know how to peacefully protest. It was happening. I think it was escalated the minute ICE showed up on the scene. They created this kind of escalation that took place that we have not recovered from until last night. And that's the reality of the matter. I know that because when I was here and was arrested, it was escalated by them then. So I know that there's a history of escalation.
But these are the people that support the people in power. When we're dealing with issues in the community, we have no voice because they use the media outlets to protect these people. I want to say something before I leave because that's why I really wanted to come see you. Yo, everybody's wondering, what do we do? Everybody's thinking like, do we give up? If you're not going to read, because I can tell you the books to read and they're going to tell you what to do. You could read Frantz Fanon, Wretched of the Earth. You could read George Jackson. You could read Huey P. Newton, Fred Hampton. You could read Malcolm X. They're going to tell you what we must do is organize. We must organize as people to be able to build institutions that's going to protect us. Yo, we all saw what the state would do. It doesn't matter if it's a Democrat or Republican. We saw what they are willing to do to us. These people are about to go to war. They're about to start bombing each other. Yo, AI is coming. What are we prepared to do to take care of us? Yo, the government, we see the government doesn't care about us. Yo, we have no rights. The people, the masses of the people, not the 1%, the people that are living day to day trying to survive. We, not black people, the people have no power. These politicians are bound to respect. They don't respect us at all. And until we start to come together, to organize together, we can defeat them. How do we do that? Today when I was looking for you, we was delivering food. We going around we have meetings. 90% of activism is meetings. Coming together, sitting down, talking. You could be on Zoom. You could be in California. You could be anywhere. Sitting down, strategically figuring out how we're going to pull our resources. It can be done. We can build schools. We have after-school programs right here in Newark. I have no money. I don't work for the government. I don't have no plantation owner. But we're out here giving the resources. We do housing. We do childcare because all the people are coming together to do it. We all have jobs. We're all working on the plantation. But we understand we have to build institutions outside the plantation to survive.
All power to the people. All power to the people. Welcome to the Bobby Hutton Political Education course. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to talk about the current issues, what's going on right now. Hey, Jeremy, just nod your head if you could hear me. You can hear me? All power to the people. You could just bring yourself up to the screen when you want to, right? Oh, my camera's not on. Yeah, so there you go. You already popped up already.
Hell yeah, what's up?
How you doing, Jeremy?
I'm doing good. Get ready to come back to Newark tomorrow, actually.
Outstanding, man. Outstanding.
The work continues.
Yeah, so today we're just gonna go through like what's been going on here, what's been going on the last few days, the last couple of days, and we're gonna talk about that. And hey, General Secretary. See, I already messed up already, Jeremy.
Why?
I had something else I wanted to talk about too. I sent her the pictures real late. So let me see. Let me send them to you and see if you could pull them up.
I probably can.
No, I got it. The homie Jeremy here, Kid Cloud Kicker. Do you know who Kid Cloud Kicker is?
No.
Come on, man. You didn't watch them cartoons every day when you came home after school?
I did. Which cartoon was it?
Tailspin.
Oh yeah. Okay, all right.
Do you remember which one was Kid Cloud Kicker?
I don't. I remember the cartoon, but I don't remember.
It was Baloo, and then what was his sidekick? That was sitting in front with him.
Oh no, I can't remember.
Kid Cloud Kicker, that was his name, bro.
That's a long time ago, man.
Man.
My memory's not what it used to be.
I remember everything, my boy. But yeah, so let me see if I could get you this pictures real quick.
Yeah.
So how you doing though?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to get back. Comrade Becky's coming back down. A lot of people from Jersey and other places have been reaching out. Actually, I had a guy from Rwanda, of all places, got like 1 million followers on Instagram, hit me up, wanted to do an article about me. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Wait. Somebody from Rwanda hit you up. He wants you to do an article about what?
About me and the work I do.
And what happened? What's wrong?
Oh, nothing. To me, it's still weird that people are interested in the shit I have to say. I'll just never get used to it, I don't think.
Hey, you'll check your message on your phone.
All right.
Let me see. Hey, General Secretary, come in for 1 second, please. He's on Messenger. Look on Messenger and send him the link to the show. Send him the link to the show right now. The person on Messenger, he just said I don't have the link. Send him the link real quick.
Oh, I could probably send it to him.
No, but you got the pictures I sent you?
Yeah. Well, there's only 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got them.
The link that we sent to everybody, right?
Yo, this link for this show. Go to the YouTube page, copy the link, and send them the link. You know what? I got it, man.
I got it. I think you were talking about to get him on the show.
Go ahead. You can put it up once you got. Oh, you ain't do it yet. You ain't able to bring.
I'm doing it right now. I just got to share my screen. Why am I having problems here? Oh, here we go.
You about to get fired on your day off.
I know, right? Messed up. Okay. Let me before presenting, remove other media. Take this down. Add this. Let me pull this up.
There we go, right there. That's where it started right there. It's 2. You got one more, right? Don't put that up. Yeah, don't put that up yet. What you think about what he wrote right there?
Even in a classless society, racism would still exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Hey, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but why do you say yeah?
I mean, because I feel like most of the racism comes from the ignorant, uneducated, which, typically are I hate to say like lower class. I don't want to say lower class, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, racism isn't really a class issue. I mean, it is and it isn't. You know what I mean? It's been beat into so many people's heads over so many hundreds of years now that even in a class of society, it's not going to just erase racism because people have been programmed to be racist. They've been raised to be racist. You know what I mean? By their family, by their parents.
Nah, you driving. You doing real good. Nah, you doing. What we doing is called the Socratic method. I mean, that's what we're doing right now. So you said, because we've been raised to be racist, everybody's basically socialized to be racist.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why there's still going to be racism, right?
Yeah.
But if you have it says even in a classless society. So if you have a classless society, that means the institutions in that society are not racist, do not maintain imperialism or racism. Even in a classless society and a capitalist society are two different kinds of society.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you. Well,
so if somebody say something,
I was gonna say something. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Say what you were about to say.
Well, I was gonna say why, because there's an activist by the name I'm gonna forget his name right now, Tim something, but
Tim Wise.
Tim Wise, yeah, Tim Wise.
Mm-hmm.
And he explained how before our country, like white people, we didn't identify by the color of our skin. Like we identified by the country we were from or the region we were from. You know what I'm saying? So the way he explained it is all these rich white people that basically came over and just stole the land and took it for themselves. They saw all these poor white people coming over and they started realizing, well, goddamn, if they unite with all the people we've enslaved, they far outnumber us. And they essentially created racism as a means of control and just went from there. And then here we are, how many hundreds of years later, still fighting the same system. But I feel like our system was it was invented on racism. It was based in racism. Every system that we have is based in racism almost. And whether it's education or corrections or anything like that, it's all based on racism.
What did he say?
He wants to invite Link to be on the show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I don't have.
Yo, just tell him to come on. He said he wants to invite Link to be on the show.
Yeah, I can get it. Tell patients to.
How does he get the invite Link to come on the show?
Tell patients to call me real quick, or just text me his phone number. I can handle it.
Not because he's on Facebook.
I'm locked out of Facebook, so
he doesn't have his number. So how does she send it to him?
All you gotta do, you could do. Are you logged into Facebook on the computer?
Yes.
All right, so you could just click that little dude with the plus sign at the bottom.
Yeah. Right.
And then hit copy.
Now she's about to try to do it. She click the little dude on the side. Copy.
She'll give you a pop-up. Just hit copy and then go over to Messenger and paste it, and that should be all he needs.
Got you.
Typeface. You can go back to the first tab.
All right, so send it to him. Let's see if he pull up, because I don't really want to have the conversation without him.
Okay.
But yeah, but so like you said, you're talking about Tim Wise. According to what Tim Wise said, he said that racism was here before.
Well, essentially, like before racism, before we started identifying people by the color of their skin, we just identified them by the region they're from. Like they would say, like Italians, or you know what I'm saying? Like we didn't when we were all over in Europe, we didn't identify each other as white people. So the whole construct of color was created essentially as a means of control. And then, once they did that, they just started their propaganda saying, all of us white people should stick together for whatever reason. You know what I mean? And even to this day, we got dumbass Trump supporters thinking for some reason that these billionaires give a shit about them. So whatever they did worked because, man, this country is still kind of fucked up. Not kind of, it's extremely.
No, but all of that is done through institutions. There we go.
There he is. Oh, it says quote. Nice.
You got it?
I got it, yeah.
All right. All power to the people. How you doing, Musa?
Oh, can't hear him.
You got your mute on?
Uh-oh. Where'd he go?
No, he look like he's still there. Yeah, it's tough as mute.
See if he goes down to. Is he on a computer or phone?
I do not know.
If he goes down to settings and audio, you should be able to pick out what microphone.
Hey, yo,
he's on his phone.
What you call it? Put him in the what you call it in the back room. Hey, text the general secretary and see if you could get the audio working. Let me know when you got the audio working, Musa. But even what Tim Wise was saying, well, you know when I stopped messing with Tim Wise.
I know
exactly who he is.
Yeah.
You know when I stopped messing with him?
What?
When Hillary Clinton ran for president, and he told people to go vote for Hillary Clinton.
Oh shit! Yeah, that would be a good enough reason.
Musa, are you there?
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Hey, there you are.
Yeah, we can hear you now. All power to the people.
All power to me. So, I am inclined to agree with you, but the mechanisms, if you have one mechanism going, right, which is class, and all these other mechanisms are still in place, what is it, you know what I mean? Like, what would make us stop? What would make them stop, instituting these mechanisms or outside aggression? Just look what happens to other countries like Cuba or Haiti. You know what I mean?
No, but like let's stick with this. Now I understand exactly what you're saying because they're never going to stop. No matter what you do, they're not going to stop trying to oppress you. That's how this shit works.
Yes.
If you think they're going to stop, then you're naive and you don't know what you're talking about. But you say, what you mean? You agree with me? How you know what I'm thinking already?
Well, no, I partly agree with you as far as what you're saying. I read so my man posted the quote. I told him the quote, and he liked it so much that he posted it. But what he had posted, like I said, if you would have read the book, so I wrote a book called Intersections of Class and Race, and in that book, it breaks down the interconnection of it. And Dr. W. Du Bois himself even said that you can't first solve the class issue without first solving the race issue. So that's where this quote kind of comes from. Even in the class of society, racism will still exist.
All power to the people. And you say even Du Bois. Which Du Bois was that?
That was
the early Du Bois or the Du Bois that was in Africa?
That was the Du Bois in the. What I say, mid Du Bois. Can we say mid Du Bois? Because I don't agree with everything he did.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Mid.
Yeah, we're gonna care mid Du Bois.
Hey,
we're gonna talk about communist CPUSA Du Bois.
Got you. All right. So look, this is not gonna be your last time on here. In a couple of weeks, I'm gonna have your book, and I would have went through it and read through it. So since we haven't read the book, and I don't know what's in the book, you'll take a few minutes, and tell us what's in the book, what the book is about.
So
and if you have, I wish I had a picture of it that I could put here so people could see it. So but go ahead, tell us what the book is about.
So the book is about how historically and how historically these two issues have been interconnected, and not only have they been interconnected, but how racism has even shown up in certain labor and in the way we have class consciousness and just how we as a society have operated. And I'm from Philly, and everybody knows Philadelphia is a union city.
I love Philly.
But one of the things that came up in 1940 when blacks tried to integrate and tried to get better jobs
at the Philadelphia Transit Authority, which predates SEPTA, white bosses were telling their white union workers, not that one, it's another one,
Oh, okay. What's the name of the
not
book?
Intersections of Class and Race.
Well, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'll pull it up.
Stay focused. Talk to me.
So
My bad.
yeah, so even in a so he was so even so in the 1940s when blacks were trying to get better jobs, because they were only subjugated to do what they called unlabored. I forget the exact word, but it was a specific. They were only allowed to be like co-workers or cleaners or you know what I mean or janitors, and they wanted to be black drivers on this PTU. Yeah, that's it right there. Um, and so in that white bosses were telling these white unions that you don't want black people to be a part of your union. You don't want these black people. They're taking our jobs. So it's very similar to what we are being told today by about our Mexican brothers and sisters
Mm-hmm.
about how they're taking our jobs, how they're coming over here, they're living off the system. That was us at one time. You know what I mean? That's
No,
what
I
the
know.
same thing. That's the same thing they said about us when we were coming up from the south, and when we were coming up from the south and coming into these cities like Chicago, Detroit, Philadelphia. These white laborers, these white bosses, and these white unions kept black people out. The AFL has a history of racism,
All power
and
to the
that is
people.
one of the biggest unions in America.
Now, all power to the people. And you like, we know exactly what you're talking about. Because guess what? Guess what book we reading right now every Sunday on our other podcast that we have? We're
What?
reading we're reading the Philadelphia Negro. And
Yep.
the last chapter, Du Bois was talking about how the people were kept out of all of these jobs. They could only have certain jobs like cleaning, like
Yep.
being bus boys. But
Yep.
but then at the end of him saying all of that, he still blamed those people for the predicament that they found themselves in.
Hey,
You
Cherry.
Well,
heard,
Just,
you heard what I said?
yeah.
I mean, after everything he said, after he said they couldn't work here, they couldn't work there, basically the society, the social construct dictated where they worked at, where they lived at, with whatever, just like now. But aside from all of that, despite all of that, he still blamed the the masses of black people for the hell they were catching, and those contradictions didn't work for me because I'm a sociologist by trade. I mean, I got a sociology degree, so I understand like social constructs, how the world around you, by and large, controls and dictates your reality. I mean, so for him to say all of these things like they can't get this job, they can't work here, they could only work at certain jobs, they can't live here, but then point the finger at them, saying that they were lazy, they were shiftless.
That's
Like I had,
yeah. Yep.
yeah,
The lazy shiftless Negro.
yeah,
That's what
yeah,
he called them. But
yeah,
you know who else called people lazy shiftless Negroes?
cool,
Malcolm X.
yeah, of course. But it's like, but they didn't.
So yes, I don't agree with Du Bois, but and especially that particular era, Du Bois. I mean, that's the era where he came at Marcus Garvey and
Mhm.
Booker T. Washington. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
we're talking about. The era that you're talking about is the soul of black folks, Du Bois. When he
yeah,
was, you know what I mean?
yeah. I know.
And
Go ahead.
so and I say, like I said, if you read the book and purchase the book, you'll definitely be able to see where my mind was. And again,
Yeah,
I wrote it in such a way that the book was not designed for literary scholars and people who were with multiple degrees. You know what I mean? This book was designed for people who wanted to grasp socialism and Marxism on a simple level and pique their interest.
and
You
that
know what I mean?
and that's who it should be for.
Yeah.
And that's what the message should be for. I mean,
Because Mao said it himself, from the masses to the best.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Not exactly. And I was about to say Fanon. Fanon
Yeah,
said the last must be first and the first must be
be
last.
less. Yeah,
You know, that message,
absolutely.
yeah, that message got to go to them. So like, I mean,
And
but yeah, but that was the conversation. I was hoping the other comrades that was on there or brothers that was on
oh,
there,
oh
or
yeah, I'm about to send him the link. I'm about to send him the link. I didn't send him the link.
yeah, send them the link so we could see, we could have a conversation about it. But I'm about to go on to the issue that's been going on out here in North. Because everything we're talking about, when we're talking about the class, society, racism, all these things still being around, we're dealing with it now. Every institution, every single institution in the United States of America, as far as I know, is racist and it's white supremacist. And it's put here by imperialists to maintain this social structure that they have here. That's where I'm coming. That's the baseline I'm coming from. If you want to change the society from being racist, if you want to change the people from being racist, you must do what the imperialists and the racists have been doing for generations. You must build institutions that control the people and make sure the people don't have those ideas that were pushed into their minds since birth. So if you want to get rid of racism, you have to build the institutions that Du Bois talked about. That you have to build these institutions that are able to produce the minds that we want in society. Until you do that, you're not going to be able to defeat these people. Now, second of all, once you do that, let's say we do that in the United States of America. We start to build institutions, and in whatever years, decades, we start to become the dominant, and we take over in America. America is a socialist nation. All other countries around the world that are still not socialist or communist will still try to come and attack us. You have to know that going in. That's what it is. And you like Fanon said, you have to be willing to do whatever it takes to win. So if you understand that, and if you're at that stage where you understand you need to build institutions to be able to survive, you have to understand that after you build those, you have to have contingency plans and ways to survive the world that's going to be hostile towards you. So hopefully at that stage, we would be at the place where Iran is today, where they're able to fight the biggest empire in the world and still stand up tall and hold their head up. And the most powerful empire in the world has to come begging dumb. Because
they're not the first one to do that. I mean, let's not forget communist Vietnam.
No. You
Chairman Ho. Not only did he defeat the empire, he made the empire the laughing stock of the West. How are these little Vietnamese guerrilla fighters able to take out $1 million jets and $1 billion bombs? You know what I mean?
What Malcolm X said, they got beat by rice eaters.
Yep.
they were defeated by rice eaters, man. But all that being said, you're talking about like some people when you start talking, they're like, man, that was like 70 years ago. That was like 80 years ago. Man, that's long ago. We talking about right now today. Like this is not something where you have to look all the way back in history. Right now, in real time, they cannot defeat a country like Iran because Iran understood and knew they had to find asymmetric ways to fight these people. So hopefully, if we do build a classless society, the institutions that we build in that classless society will be strong enough to be able to fight back against what's going. Well, how do I put it? What you're gonna have to face? What's that? Asafo?
Yeah, that's.
You got you on? You
I don't know if he has his mic on.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you this too. Looking at it, right? If we can build a social society here in America, the rest of the world, you know what I mean, will benefit from it. It is our responsibility and duty in America to do this. You know what I mean? And it will benefit the rest of it. Will benefit imagine all of the oppression that will go away just by America becoming socialist.
That'd be so nice.
Yeah, no, I'm saying all the oppression because like they're the world leader right now.
Yeah,
they're the evil empire right now.
Well, I don't know if you guys know this, but one of the first things this is the second half of Joe Biden's term. One of the first things they did when they took over Congress or took over the House was denounce all forms of socialism. They hate it.
Yes, they did.
Can y'all brothers hear me?
We can hear you now, Gustavo.
What's up, my brother?
Hey, what's going on, brothers? How y'all feel?
Outstanding. Did you get the gist of what we were talking about just now?
Yeah, I mean, the post was mine. Like it was the conversation started from something that I had brought up, the Musa Bay and whatnot, right? And like I said, for one, we all disagree with capitalism, and we all disagree with classism, you know, to the extent, especially the way you know they do things here and whatnot. When we look at the reality on the ground, we all against racism. My only, you know, response to it was, to me, racism is when you have one cultural or racial group collectively wielding power over another group through political, economic, and militaristic mechanisms and stuff like that. And so if we looking at it like that, even if you did have a classless society, what happens when you're dealing with hegemonic neo-colonial powers that's out there that's still implementing policies and things that's still going affect how people deal with each other internally in terms of inferiority, in terms of other things that might just come up, that unforeseen variables that we might not think about. At the end of the day, it really don't matter in terms of those little nuances based on the fact that we got to get rid of both to the best way that we can anyway. So it's not like, you know, these little differences and thoughts that we might have. At the end of the day, we still got to fight against both. And that's what the conversation should be about. You know, what are we going to do to fight both of these? The only issue that I have when you're dealing with so many leftists and Marxists is when they try to subdue the race issue to the class issue, and that has not been our reality anywhere on earth. I don't think that's you know, when you think about certain European powers, to me, their nature is to take over in the domain of discourse and to be able to direct the aim of the revolution to the best of their ability. Even John Brown, when he was fighting against slavery, still had what do you call it? His overarching beliefs, you know, over that of the slaves and stuff like that, you know, which was his Christian traditions and stuff like that. Even when you look at people like Muammar Gaddafi, you know, he still believed in Arab supremacy, in my opinion, but I'll take him over certain others. And so, you know, we can't just subdue the racial issue to the class issue because other people want to absorb us like sub-integration into their aspect of reality. At the end of the day, we the ones got the biggest skin in the game, and we the ones that been going through it. So can't nobody tell us about our oppression and what we experience.
Yeah, Harry Haywood was one of the best. I mean, I don't know how familiar you are with the black belt thesis.
You talking to me or him?
Both. Yeah, well, everybody, the whole panel.
No, I haven't.
Gotcha.
No, I did. Real quick. If you remember O'Malley Yeshitela, when he talks about the fallacy, you know, of the left, you know, you got a book out there called "False Nationalism, False Internationalism," by K-Sarai Itani, which was
that book is hella good. That book is hella good.
Right, and we just gotta. We just got to learn the lessons from those things, because at the end of the day, we do got to deal with the racial issue no matter what, outside of class. You got people that's just dealing with the class issue that don't have to fall subject to racism based on the fact that they're not us. And so, you know, our situation is confounded, you know, more than other people, you know. So
I think one of the biggest mistakes we did in our history is we never properly punished people for the shit they did. Like after the Civil War, we basically just let everybody that participated reintegrate into society and act like nothing happened. And now here we are in the same situation, basically. Like we got to properly hold these people accountable and set an example of them.
And I talk about that.
I really need to respond to that, right? When you make comments like that, right, that means that you actually think that the agenda of the North was different than the agenda of the South. The reason why the reason why the North wanted to end slavery is based on the fact that the balance of power would have stayed in the South, because they wouldn't have had to pay for slave labor during the Industrial Revolution when all of those factories and stuff was coming up. I mean, they both, at the end of the day, that's just like the Democrats or the demon crafts meaning CRAFTS, like I like to say, the demon crafts and the Republicans, they two different sides of the same coin. They both believe in oppression. One, like I think Donald Trump was good for this country, just based on the fact that people needed to see this with America. He pulled the mask off of oppression and so-called white supremacy, or white terrorism, as I think we should call it. But yeah, he pulled the mask off of it. One, you know, Joe Biden is just as bad. Bill Clinton was just as bad as Donald Trump. When you think about the prison industrial complex and what it did to Black America, I mean,
the 92 crime bill. We don't talk about
the 94.
Yeah,
the 94 crime bill. with NAFTA,
Yo,
with NAFTA
although,
happening at the same time.
although I had a whole different show that I wanted to present, we still have 30
Right.
minutes. Because we still have 30 minutes because this is an hour long, then it's gonna cut off on Instagram. I wanted this to go on Instagram on here too. But like, although we had to go there, like, nah, I'm gonna change it around a little bit. So let's go back to what you were saying about class, about racism, that the left, or liberals are often more interested in talking about class other than racism. So how would you change that? How do you defeat them? And so who's the enemy? Is the enemy imperialism or is the enemy white supremacy?
It's both.
Okay, so anyway, the enemy is white supremacy and imperialism. So
Yeah,
how
I
would
mean, listen. They're two sides of the same coin. You
Mhm.
can't have imperialism without white supremacy. See, that's the thing that people like you say, liberals like to take out the racism card of it, and that's I think what Brother Buffalo was talking about. Asafo was talking about. They like to take out the white supremacy. You wouldn't have a British colonial. You know what I mean? If a British Empire, if it wasn't for white supremacy, you wouldn't have 400 years of slavery if it wasn't for white supremacy. Imperialism is the action of white supremacy. Is white supremacy in legal form?
Mhm.
I'm going to
So so
dominate your
so
country.
so so it's like little subtle things that we can notice, right? I remember Omali Yeshitela was talking about that too, right? When they were saying that capitalism, begets imperialism, right? But in order for capitalism to exist, you would have to create the empire first, because empire is when you impose your hegemonic forces on foreign lands, and then lay down your laws in those particular lands. You would have to create the conquest and start stealing the people's resources at first, which is empire in and of itself, in order to create capitalism. So when we talk about stuff like white supremacy or perceived white supremacy versus empire, I mean, it's all the same thing. Just like racism, capitalism is the handmaiden of racism. It's like all the same situation. So the real question is, how do we combat it all? And then you ask, what do we do about it? Like, I don't really care about what the white left is saying. The whole thing is for us to do the work. All you need is a few committed people that's on point, that's going to stay the course, because this is war of attrition. And so when you got a few committed people staying the course, if what you're doing makes sense, then other people is going to latch on. We just got to do institution building. We just got to do the work in and of itself and not worry about what others are doing, because people are always going to do them. People are always going to do.
So what's the work? What's the work that we're supposed to be partaking in?
So first of all, right, nation building is the work that we should be participating in, right? Because now you got this situation with the foundational Black Americans coming up, and then the so-called pretendians, and all of these different things that's trying to run interferences in what we doing. We supposed to be just basically trying to nation build. And the thing.
How do we nation build? And listen, Yashiteli, Omali Yashiteli is the chairman of the Uhuru movement. So, and he's been
Right.
he's been an activist, revolutionary for over like 60 years. And I think, what is he, 90 now?
I don't know how old he is, and just to make a record of that, I'm a part of a group called the New African Blood Brotherhood. I actually used to not like Omali Yeshitela until my big brother Asafo Chuma Asafo started telling me that I can't be emotionally attached or detached from certain things just because I see certain things that I don't like. Like, I just assume that the white people in this organization had a say and whatnot, and that's not necessarily the case. I do have some disagreements in terms of how he sees things and stuff like that, but that's neither here nor there. The part that he talks about that I can agree with is what I'm focused on. So I just wanted to say that.
So all power to the people. Now I just want to let everybody that doesn't know who he is, let them know who he is. But you say nation building. How do we nation build?
So at the end of the day, I remember my brother Jamu was talking. We was talking about creating something called FIAC, Federation of Independent African Communities. And the way you nation build is, first of all, you start with your family by creating a mission statement, being centered on what it is you believe, which should be our culture. We as Black people, I do consider us Africans, although a lot of people don't consider us that. I really don't care about all of that. But you start with your family, and then you start with your community, and you start building little collectives like Saving Seas. trying to grow your own foods, having political education classes in the community, building susus, building your own personal banking systems and stuff like that. Like if you look at Tulsa, Oklahoma, they did the right thing, except for the problem is they got rid of a lot of the undesirables that they would have needed for a military class. They didn't, a lot of times when we do things and build organizations, we build a military or a defense system belatedly or not at all. And so that's the thing. A lot of things we got to do, at the same time. When you look at read the book War of the Flea, when you think about the mighty dog, how the dog can just bite people and it's vicious, but yet it can't bite the flea, but a bunch of fleas can bite the dog. You know what I'm saying? We got to learn how to build with other people where they are, whether we agree with their program or not. Like at the end of the day, if Donald Trump or the pride people in the gay community was trying to help the free slavery, which is the prison industrial complex, then I'm gonna hop on that situation. So we just build with people, where we are. And I think that the number one problem with Black people in America is we do not have a federation. And we need to federate, just like we say Africa needs to create a federation, the United States of Africa. We need to do that amongst African-centered groups here. One of the things that I think a big mistake that we made in the Black Power era was between the revolutionary nationalists and the cultural nationalists. It was one against the other, instead of realizing that you need revolutionary nationalism in order to fight oppression properly, but you need the cultural nationalism to be able to guide it, you know what I mean, in terms of spirit and things like that. So you need a balance between the both, as opposed to thinking that everything is somehow separate. Like in the school system, science is somehow different than math is somehow different than history, when all of it's concentric and all of it is actually one subject. It's just different aspects of one subject. We just try to dichotomize things too much because that's the society we grew up in terms of the nature of how Europeans are. If you read the book Yurugu, Marimba Ani, she talks about stuff like that. But I also think we also need to learn about Dr. Amos Wilson and his book Blueprint for Black Power, because that would be a big help.
All power to the people. Yo, I understand everything that you're saying, and I'm clear on everything that you're saying. To be a Panther, you have to study Pantherism. You have to study the works of those who built this organization. And when we studied Huey P. Newton said in the late 60s and the 70s that there are no longer any nation states.
It was like communal state, right?
Yeah, they're no longer any nation states. In other words, like no nation really cares about the people, the masses of the people. And he was talking about going into these communities, building into communalism, going into the communities that you're in, starting the community that you're in, and organizing in that community. And when the question was asked to him, if you only organize like Black people, and he said, no, you organize the people that are in that community. But he said at that time, the only people that are in our community is Black people. So that's who we're going to be organizing. That's why we're the Black Panther Party. But in our communities now, where we live at, I live in North New Jersey. It's 48%, I think 47% on Black people, and I think like 51% Spanish people that are here. My neighbors that I live around, Africans, African Americans, Spanish people. There's even some white people that live around me. So what I took that to mean is you organize the people that's in your community. You don't pick out, because you see we're an internationalist organization. We don't pick out who we're gonna say we're gonna organize with. Whoever is ready to build the institutions that are needed to bring about the reality that we deserve. That is who we build with. That is who we organize with. Even reading Chairman Mao, and he talked about Comrade Batoon, and he gave him like the highest compliment. And Comrade Batoon was a white dude that was from Canada, and he was saying there was no greater Marxist or communist than Comrade Batoon, because during the war he gave his life. He committed class suicide, and he was on the front lines. And I think he was the one that originated like doing the blood transfusion out in the field. And he said he brought that technique, and he saved countless lives. So like what I'm saying is, most of the time I hear people saying, hey yo, like gotta be black people, black, black. Like I think what's that? Is that George Jackson? I think that's in George Jackson on blood in my eyes.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to disagree with that, right?
I'm not done. You could disagree in a second.
I'm sorry.
No, you good. You could disagree in a second. We go. This is dialect. intellectual, whatever, struggle,
Right.
ideological
Right.
struggle. We should disagree. It's cool to disagree. But anyway,
Right.
but what he was saying was that there are no more nation states. And if we really want to solve the conditions in our community, we have to build intercommunalism from community to community. And the people in the community, the mayor that sent out that sent the police out, the state troopers to go outside and brutalize people that was outside protesting because they had people locked up inside of a concentration camp. People that were going to court to check on their legal cases, they grabbing them, locking them up. Parents that were taking their kids to school, like they're not grabbing people that did something that committed a crime. They're grabbing these people because they're going through the normal process that you're supposed to go through, and then they're not feeding them. They're giving them worms. They're the worst. Yo, we know that. I know that getting locked up my whole life, going to jail, going through the county. I know what kind of food they serve you. You haven't even been convicted of a crime yet. But you're tortured in the county jail, at prison, or prison is later once you get convicted. But you're tortured at this county jail as if you have committed a crime. You've been convicted. Your room, your cell, you're sleeping on the floor. This is Newark, New Jersey, 2026. You have not been convicted of a crime, but you're sleeping on the floor. They have a light that's beaming on you 24/7. You're locked in your cell 23/1. Yo, there's no way in hell you can tell me that this is not torture. So people come outside and they're protesting because they have those people inside there. The black mayor sent the police to brutalize them on camera. The council people are black. The councilwoman went out there and prayed with the police. She's black. The teachers are black. Everybody in the community, in North, the social structure, the power structure is niggas. And what do we have to show for it? We have the worst schools in the state. The children are reading at a 3, 4, 5% proficiency level, doing math at a 5% proficiency level. And this has been going on for decades and decades. And you know who was the mayor? The black nationalist, Ras Baraka, the son of Emiri Baraka, that was pushing black power, black this, black. And George Jackson said Emiri Baraka, back then he called him what? What was his name, General Secretary? What the hell was his name? Ras Baraka, Emiri Baraka's name. Leroy Jones. His name was Leroy Jones back then. He changed his name. He became
Mary Baraka.
Yeah. So now we're living in the reality that black nationalism. Yeah, Leroy Jones, I got it. We're living in the reality that black nationalism has produced. And all black nationalism has done here is get access to white supremacy and imperialism, and then use that blackness to crush anybody trying to stand up to imperialism.
Similar here in Philly. We got all black city council.
So can I ask you a question? Would you define Pan-Africanism by Negroes like W.E. Du Bois, or like John Henrik Clarke said? Would you judge Jewish traitors who turned in other so-called Jewish people into Hitler, the Juderat? Would you define Jewish people by that, or just like when they try to say Africans sold other Africans into slavery, and you take those few that did that, or all the moving parts and nuances, and define things based on that? You do have a such thing called co-optation, and we already know that no matter what aspect of black liberation you involved in, people gonna always run interferences. And that's why I said it's about attrition. This is called war of attrition, and it's the long haul. That's why they have the word co-optation. I don't that you can say that black national.
The reason why I was saying all of that was to bring it home to where I'm going. 90% of the people that's outside our doors have been socially constructed to think and behave the way that they're going to behave. There's absolutely nothing I can say to them to change the individualism, the bigotry, the ignorance that's in their mind that they've been learned their whole life. They've been socialized to learn. I'm not going out there to convince nobody. I'm going out into the world to cast my net, to find people, to find people that are conscious enough to understand we need to build institutions to defeat imperialism, white supremacy, racism, all of that. To defeat them, the first step is building institutions that produce new minds. So while doing that work, I'm not going to search like, yo, you white, you know what? Because you white, I'm gonna throw you back in. I'm gonna throw you back. I don't want that fish. Or you black, yo, come on. Even though you hold all the most ignorant views, and you're dangerous and you're chaotic and you might destroy everything, but because you black, I should bring you in. Or no, throw them back and go find that black person that really believes in what you're doing and bring them in to organize with them. Yo, I don't see the logic in that.
Yeah.
The,
I'm gonna say, yeah, Miles said, Miles.
let me finish.
Right.
Let me finish. The society that I want to be a part of, the reality that I want to be a part of, is a classless reality without racism, without bigotry, without all of that. And yes, that reality can be brought about if you build the institutions that teach the children, the people that's coming into this organization, what we about. It's not going to take a day. It's not going to take 2 days. It did not take them a year, 10 years, 50 years to have us in the condition we are in. Yo, it took them thousands of years, going all the way back to Africa. See, everybody running around and talking about king and queen. We were all not king and queen. Most of us, the masses of us, were just like now, poor, day-to-day, working, paycheck to paycheck, surviving people. There was a class system in Africa. I mean, and like, so it's like, my whole thing is we need to bring about a reality or build.
I mean, we can't place a blanket on the whole continent. And again, I remember Dr. Amos Wilson said that black children are not white children in black skin, meaning that our therapy, has to be based on our unique experiences. So when you say that, we got to be this all-inclusive group of people, I mean, it's like, damn, we haven't learned from that. I still believe.
Oh, okay,
that's how I was taking that. I'm sorry.
No. Yo, I did not say that. I am not all-inclusive.
Okay.
If you're not a Marxist, if you don't think like a Leninist, if you don't practice dialectic materialism, if you don't use scientific evidence to make your judgment, I don't want to be a part of nothing you're doing. So I'm not inclusive. I'm not inclusive to nothing. Yo, I follow dialectic materialism. I follow Maoism. I follow the stuff that I have studied from the people that defeated imperialism. So most people can't deal with that. Most people practice liberalism. I mean, they act like they're Marxists, but they walk around as liberals. I mean, and so I don't deal with those people. So because that person is black right there, yo, I'm gonna favor them over that person. That's liberalism.
Well, I mean, if you look at it like this, like look at what Fred did. Fred did in Chicago. You know what I mean? He's a perfect example of organizing. Cause see, I'm always out in the streets. I don't do these I was telling my brother Asafu before this, I don't do these kind of intellectual conversations because I'm used to talking to everyday people and that are real life people and that are just dealing with their everyday situations. You know what I mean? Like I personally work with an organization called Partner, which is the Philadelphia Alliance Against Racist and Political Oppression, and we deal with police crimes and police misconduct on a daily basis. So I don't have time to have an intellectual conversation because I'm dealing with this mother over here whose son just got killed by a police officer, and I gotta now figure out what's going on with that. You know what I mean? So I'm like how Fred said it. If I will work with anybody, as long as they're a proletarian, you know what I mean? Like I'm like you said, brother. I'm not all inclusive, but what I am doing is I use dialectical materialism. And there are some good white, thorough white people that agree and believe in the same system the same way we believe. And there's also some black people who don't necessarily agree with what we believe in.
And like I'm not even mad at those people. If that's not, I'm disappointed. But if that's not what you believe, if you believe you want to be a Democrat, you're gonna go vote your way out of this. Go ahead, go do what you know.
That's crazy because I always say that you can't vote for revolution.
Go do what you got to do over there. You want to leave me alone, and do not try to occupy the space of a revolutionary because you're not. You're a counter-revolutionary. I mean, and that's the problem I have with those people. You want to go believe in the system. Look, like Fanar said, the last must be first, and the first must be last. There's no negotiation in that. There's no voting in that. That means to me, you must build your own institutions. Period. Everybody keep ducking it, keep trying to say like we got to do this, we got to do that. Yo, wherever you at, wherever you have put down your landmark, you have to start organizing there to build institutions to push the ideas and the philosophies that we thinking. And you said you usually don't do these debates. Yo, bruh, I understand you. Because having these debates, you get to deal with people that think a different way. And sometimes you could talk to them till you're blue in the face. Like they're not understanding. But we have to have this political education to try
No,
to
absolutely.
yeah,
You know, Mal, what did Mal say? Mal said, recruit the advanced to educate the intermediate to shame the backwards. And that is my philosophy. I'll talk to the advanced as long as we recruiting the intermediates to shame the backwards. Okay, if you look at my picture on my profile picture right here, who is it? It's nothing but communist. I'm one of the few people in my city that is a proud Marxist. You know what I mean?
Paul is a proud Marxist too.
Who?
Paul, you know Paul?
Who's Paul?
From the Black Lion Party out in Philly.
Oh, no comment. No comment.
Hey yo, now I could dig it, but go ahead, continue. Did I drive you off your train of thought? You good?
Yeah, no, I'm no comment when it comes to Paul.
I could dig it. Hey man,
You know what I mean?
different
I
strokes
mean,
for
look,
different folks.
if my elder said it, listen, my elder said I'm really cool with Chairman Fred Jr. And you know, you heard what he said.
Chairman Fred out in Chicago?
Yeah.
Now why you cool with him? Because I got no comment on him.
Y'all funny. Y'all funny.
Hey, yo, it's real, bro. It's real.
Nah, listen, no, I agree. Hold up, dog. Listen, I'm just laughing because I think y'all funny.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I would give it up to Fred before I give it up to Paul.
I don't know.
I heard he just got locked up or something today, something like that.
Yeah, my org, we're doing jail support for him.
Yeah,
he cool. He cool. Listen, he cool with my elders.
Well,
yeah, I mean,
what did he get locked up for?
They was going in circles when you know my brother Safo Chuma Safo was telling me about it, and he couldn't figure it out either. When I looked it up, I couldn't figure it out. I just know he showed up to a court date, and next thing you know, they was taking him out in cuffs. So I don't think it's that serious. I doubt if it's something serious.
Wait, who is this?
Chairman Fred Hampton Jr.
Okay.
Yeah, Fred Hampton Jr. Yeah. So like yo, you brought y'all here. So like I'm gonna go into this real quick. So like y'all know what's been going on with ICE, and they've been coming in. I don't even know if I should play this anymore. Yo, it's like we got a few minutes left. We got like 9 minutes left. I mean, I don't know. Yo, look, I would like for y'all to come back next Wednesday if y'all wouldn't mind.
Yeah, definitely.
So like we'll come up with a topic or something. And where you at, Asafo?
I'm in Philly.
Oh, so both of y'all in Philly?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I gotta get back to Philly. I miss Philly.
Okay, we got the Broadway bullies in here. Okay, no problem. Yeah. Look, we can
Chairman, did you come out to Philly to the Black Lion situation in Philly?
Yes, I did.
No,
I think I met you. I think I met you, and I gave you that book. I gave you the book "Born to Be a Revolutionary" by Brother Asafo. Did you read it?
Nah, yeah.
I was there too.
Nah,
okay.
I was in the same thing.
I seen you.
We remember.
Can we just say the man who shall not be mentioned? Like, can we just say the man that shall not be mentioned? Because y'all heard what my elder said. You heard what his niece said. Y'all heard what his niece said?
What she say?
Ain't no motherfucking Panther Party. You can't just use the name without talking to the elders. It's a council.
Hey, yo, you heard me? Hey, yo, you heard me?
What?
Yo, we the Panthers of New Jersey. Hey, yo, this is not a theocracy. Hey, yo, we follow the philosophy of Pantherism.
Now,
yo,
I don't. Now, hold on. I do agree with that. I don't.
Hold on, let him finish. I want to hear what he was going to say.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Chairman.
Hey, yo, we followed Pantherism. The work that we do in the community, institution building, all of this come from studying Pantherism. The work that we've been doing here for over a decade. I mean, the child care, the housing program, the food program. Hey, yo, for the last over a decade, we've been dedicating our lives to serving this community as Panthers.
True.
I don't know who thinks they can come and tell Africa, yo, you can be a Panther because my daddy was a Panther or my daddy this. I'll tell you to get the fuck out my face.
Hey,
I mean,
listen.
I agree with that.
Now I do agree with that. Hold on, I do agree with that.
I got the scars. I got the court records. I got the police coming to my door because I'm fighting for people in the community to all step me as legit. I mean, so
Yeah, that's like, what is this, a brand? What does it become commercialized? I understand exactly.
Exactly. To me, Pantherism is the philosophy.
Yeah.
I mean,
But see, you doing the work, chairman, but you doing the work as a Panther.
Gotcha.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
you
but
not
you
just
can't use the argument saying that my elder said he could or couldn't be one. At the end of the day, he like what the chairman is saying is my work is preceding itself. It's giving me the permission. So what I'm saying is it becomes irrelevant. Like, ain't nobody gonna tell me what I can and can't be if I'm actually doing the real work. Fuck.
Yeah.
Excuse my language. F you.
You know, they're not doing the work. So you know how I met Paul? Yo, I met Paul because one of my comrades out here in New Jersey from Plainfield said he heard about this brother named Paul out in Philly doing some work, doing some police pig patrol, feeding the community. So I'm like, yo, you know what? Let's go check it out. So we went out there. First I had a meeting with Paul, with Aaron Dixon, a couple of original Panthers from around the country. And they told us, they told me, they told Paul, they told all of us, like, we should try to work together and see how we could all connect together around the country. So we go out to go see Paul. I see him feeding people. We go out to see Paul. I see him doing pig patrol. That's all I know of Paul. So if somebody asks me, is Paul a Panther? Does he do Pantherism? Does he do work? I'm gonna say yeah. But other people could say, like, yo, I know Paul from when he was in the streets, he was banging. Even though that has nothing to do with who he is today, I understand where you're coming from. Some people could be like, yo, he used to be a rapper, he was this. I understand where you're coming from. But what I know is when I went to Philly, he was out
doing the work.
He took money out of his own pocket to go buy food to feed people. He took time out of his own life, risk his life to be walking around with guns on police in the community. So like I told everybody else that was challenging me and asking me about Paul, until he does something that I see or there's evidence that's counter-revolutionary, I can't turn my back on him. And a lot of people turn their back on me. And I said, F it. Because the whole point of being Panthers is to build these institutions. And the people that turn their back, they're not interested in risking their life and like taking money out their pocket to build schools, to build homes for people, to feed people. So I have no time for them people at all. And I reached out to Chairman Fred. I reached out to him when I was going through something with something. I reached out to him. I never spoke to him. I spoke to his second in command. I think it was a lady. She said, like, go ahead and keep doing what you're doing over there. I mean, if the reach out to you once I got a big enough name, whatever. And once I heard that, it is what it is. I just continue what I was doing because nobody's gonna stamp me. But be that as it may, man.
Is that Henry? Is that John Henry Clark behind you?
Yeah, that's John Henry Clark.
And which the voice is that now? Now hold up. Now you asked me a question. Which the voice is that? Is that the soul of black folks, the voice? Or is that the one who went to Africa, the voice?
Hey, check this out, right? As intellectual, all of us that are here that read, we know these people got their contradictions.
Absolutely.
We know every single one of them got their contradictions.
Absolutely.
Even though I am disgusted reading Du Bois in the Philadelphia Negro, he's on my Mount Rushmore of intellectuals. Because when I finally got to the aha moment, like, oh, this is what we need to do. It was from reading Du Bois when he said all other races like are late to the shit, but until they understand, like, it is the duty of those that are at the top of the race to build institutions to bring up the other people in their race. I mean, that's when it hit me, like, you got to build institutions, because institutions is how children learn. It's how people learn, how people understand. You got to build economic centers that's going to be able to feed people. You got to build housing that's going to be able to house people. This is institution building, and not one generation of our people have ever done that. When people talk about Black Wall Street, it was rich Negroes with money that was exploiting the other Negroes that was there. The masses of the people have never, ever, ever taken power. Now, if I'm wrong, this is ideological struggle.
Yeah. Hey,
Show
no,
me.
listen. I always talk about black capitalism as a poison in the black community.
Yeah,
That
it's a
needs to be
poison.
unlearned. It needs to be unlearned because how the hell I'm over here barely struggling to eat, but you want me to give you money for a T-shirt or a book?
Yeah.
Hey, are you stupid? And if you don't give them that money for that T-shirt, you don't support black businesses.
Yeah, exactly. You anti-black. You
So I
anti-black.
think
You ain't gonna buy my T-shirt.
I think we got to be careful with stuff like that because although I understand what y'all saying, it's almost like when you remember the boy Kevin Samuels when he was always talking about this battle of the sexes, right? But you can't,
Oh my God.
especially when it comes to black relationships, right? You can't talk about black relationships outside of the socioeconomic situation, and so all of these things is related to a capitalistic backdrop. You understand what I'm saying? And a racial backdrop as it relates to us and stuff like that. And so, I mean, we just got to do our work and get it together. Me personally,
we got 1 minute. We got 1 minute.
Yeah.
So look.
Well,
So what you're saying,
free all political prisoners.
No.
Free them all.
Yo, we gonna be back next week. But listen though, I want to piggyback off what you're saying. Yo, you're 100% correct, which is why we must build those institutions. If I die, if I live on this planet and I die, and there's no institution erected in where I'm at that's going to teach the people liberation, that's going to teach our children, then I have failed. My purpose here on this planet is to build the foundation to bring about the revolution, the liberation of our people. And that's building the institutions first. Because you cannot have a revolution without building institutions. You cannot have an army if you don't have institutions to teach those people the reason why they're picking up those guns. So like,
we also got to free the prisoners too, like people like Jojo Bowens and the Asafos and all the political prisoners, because that's slavery.
How you don't free them if you don't organize the people and build the minds to go free them? I mean, like that's
so a good answer to that is that we got to build with the people that's actually in prison. They even discuss that.
Yo, you're not even, but like you telling the truth. And on that note, we're gonna put a pin on it until next week. Hey, yo, if you got connections to people in jail, we need to work on that, like to try to.
Oh, I do. Oh, I definitely do.
Oh yeah, he definitely do. Hey, hey, real quick. Hey, I want to say something quick. You know, while you build the institutions, that's one of the reasons why I started writing political education stuff, because that's the calling. That's my legacy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But free them all. You know what I mean? On the move. Free the land. Black power. What other colloquial we use?
Good night, and everybody, whatever. Like what Russell Simmons used to say. But look, no. Next week, hey yo, I want you two brothers to come back next week and have your video on. We're gonna talk during the week, and we're gonna see what we're gonna talk about next week. And we could talk about making this longer and wider, because this space is for everybody. It's for the people that are interested in changing the material conditions in our community. And I'm talking about putting our money where our mouth is. I mean, so if you two are in Philly, we should be trying to build an institution there. Since I'm in North, we should be building an institution here. Everybody, wherever we at, we build institutions that is going to teach this liberation ideology that you're working on. Until next time,
Jeremy, where you at, Jeremy?
Oh, I'm in a small city called Williamsport, Pennsylvania, but I go out to Newark.
Oh, God damn, you are all the way in the middle of the state.
I know, man.
That's Kentucky out there. That is Kentucky out there.
Basically.
But we got to get on. So next time, I'm going to hit everybody. I'm going to send you all the messages, yo. All power to the people.
All power to the people. Free the land.
Free the land.
BB for Hody,